A massive starship glides silently through the darkness of space, its hull reflecting distant starlight like a polished blade. This is the warship Eclipse, humanity's most advanced vessel, a titan of technology built for battle among the stars. Its mission to secure peace through strength. Its presence alone sends a message across galaxies that Earth will not be conquered, not again. The Eclipse stretches over a kilometer in length, with layered armor plating, deep black and iridescent under solar flares. It's equipped with particle shields, kinetic dispersal hulls, and electromagnetic armor that crackles when struck by enemy fire. Massive ion engines at the rear hum like a chorus of thunder, propelling the ship silently past asteroid belts and nebulae. At its core, a fusion reactor glows with the power of a miniature sun, delivering energy to thousands of onboard systems. Every corridor within pulses with blue light, a sign that the warship lives, breathes, and is ready for anything. This ship is not alone. It is part of Earth's star navy, but among them, it stands above a flagship of resistance, born after the devastating Andros War when alien forces nearly wiped out Earth's colonies in Alpha Centauri. Humanity vowed never to be unprepared again. From that promise, Eclipse was born, forged in the orbital shipyards of Titan, engineered by the United Nations Stellar Defense Command, and tested in the orbit of Mars. It carries within it the hopes and vengeance of a species nearly destroyed. On the bridge of the Eclipse, Captain Adrian Vale stands firm, his gaze locked on the central display as the vessel approaches the Red Zone, a region of contested space patrolled by the Zarkei Empire, an alien species evolved from reptilian warlords who control over 100 systems across the Perseus Arm. The Zarkei are ruthless, their ships fast and cloaked, attacking without warning, leaving only wreckage behind. But the Eclipse was built to fight monsters, and Captain Vale knows this war is inevitable. The bridge is a marvel of military architecture, with holodisplays hovering mid-air, tracking all objects in a 3-light-year radius. Officers work in silence, synchronized like a machine, every command followed with precision. Tactical officers monitor the weapons grid. Gunners calibrate the ship's rail cannons and laser turrets. Communication experts listen to the void for signals. Anything that breaks the silence of space could mean ambush or opportunity. Suddenly the silence is broken. A blip appears on the long-range scanner, a faint energy signature trailing behind a comet, too slow to be natural, too steady to be debris. The bridge lights shift from white to crimson. Battle alert initiated. The crew moves into combat protocol. Railguns extend from the hull, their magnetic coils warming up. Missile bays unlock, hatches opening like a mechanical flower blooming with destruction. The Eclipse turns slowly toward the signature, moving with the grace of a predator stalking prey. The first enemy ship decloaks, sleek, obsidian-shaped like a stingray with engines glowing green. A Zarkei stealth corvette. It's fast, but it made one mistake. It underestimated the range of the Eclipse's long-range plasma lance. With a pulse of light and energy, the lance fires, slicing through the void. The corvette dodges, but the beam grazes it, severing its rear stabilizer. It spins uncontrollably, venting plasma. The warship's crew cheers, but Captain Vale doesn't smile. He knows this was just a scout. The real fleet is never far behind. Within minutes, more ships appear, 8 Zarkei vessels of various classes, destroyers, frigates, and 1 heavy cruiser. Bristling with weapons, the odds shift. The Eclipse is outnumbered, but not outmatched. Its AI-designated Wraith engages combat mode, calculating firing solutions before the enemy even locks weapons in a synchronized dance of death. The ship's point defense turret shred incoming torpedoes. Lasers carve into the dark metal of enemy frigates, while the main railguns fire slugs at near-relativistic speeds, punching holes through hulls like paper. Enemy ships dart and dive, using gravity from a nearby moon to slingshot into attack runs, but the Eclipse is prepared. It shifts trajectory, drifting sideways using lateral thrusters. It fires countermeasures and deploys drones, small automated ships that intercept incoming fire and return it with interest. Within 20 minutes, half of the Zarkei fleet is in flames. The heavy cruiser survives, its shields absorbing multiple hits. It charges at the Eclipse, attempting to ram it, a final act of desperation. Captain Vale gives the order, full power to the frontal shields, then at the last moment commands the ship to split. The Eclipse separates into 2 connected halves, revealing a massive plasma cannon between them. The heart of the ship's arsenal, the Sunpiercer. It fires a beam so intense it blinds sensors, and when the light fades, the Zarkei cruiser is gone, atomized, nothing left but cooling gas and fragments. Silence returns to space, but the war is far from over. The Zarkei Empire won't stop until Earth kneels, and the Eclipse must carry on patrolling the stars, fighting the forgotten battles humanity cannot afford to lose. With every new sector it enters, the crew remains vigilant. They know their ship is both sword and shield, defender of colonies, avenger of the fallen, and a warning to all enemies of Earth. Days pass and the warship enters a new system, NGC-12, where strange signals have been detected. A derelict station orbits a dying red star. Its lights flicker erratically, its power core barely active. The Eclipse sends in reconnaissance drones, and what they find is disturbing. Hundreds of bodies floating in the station, their faces twisted in terror. Weapons drawn but unused, they were attacked before they could fight back, and it wasn't the Zarkei, it was something else. Captain Vale reviews the drone footage. A pattern emerges: clean cuts, melted bulkheads, nanite corrosion. This wasn't a normal battle, it was surgical, calculated like prey hunted by an apex predator. Suddenly, alarms blare. The station activates a beacon, broadcasting a signal in an unknown language. Rhea tries to translate, but the message loops endlessly, a warning perhaps, or a trap. From the shadows behind the dead station, 3 ships emerge unlike anything seen before. They're organic, pulsating, shaped like bone and muscle, glowing with eerie bioluminescence. The crew stares in shock. These are not Zarkei, these are something older, something forgotten by the galaxy, a race that predates even the oldest spacefaring civilizations, long rumored in deep space myths. The architects. The first ship attacks, not with missiles but with a wave of gravitational energy. Space itself ripples, and the eclipse shudders violently. Its systems flicker, hull groaning under the force. Rhea diverts all power to counter the anomaly, stabilizing the ship just in time for the next wave. Lasers and plasma do little to the alien ships. Their skin absorbs energy and regenerates like flesh. Conventional tactics are useless. The captain makes a risky decision. They will board the enemy ship, find its control center, and understand what they're facing. A boarding pod is launched carrying a team of Marines and scientists. They land on the surface of the alien ship, its hull squirming under their boots. Inside, they find corridors like arteries filled with bioluminescent fluids and pulsing walls. The ship is alive. It reacts to them, trying to trap them inside. One soldier is pulled into a wall and vanishes without a scream. They reach a central chamber, a pulsating core with what appears to be a consciousness embedded inside. It speaks, not in words, but in visions, images of civilizations consumed, planets hollowed out, stars extinguished. The architects are not conquerors, they are harvesters, and Earth is next on the list. The team retreats and the eclipse opens fire, this time using a prototype weapon, an antimatter warhead designed for last resort situations. It strikes true, collapsing the alien ship into a singularity. The others retreat. But the warning is clear: something worse than the Zarkei is out there, something that devours galaxies. The eclipse transmits everything back to Earth, warning the Star Navy of what's coming, and sets course for the nearest allied system to prepare defenses. It is no longer just a warship. It is a beacon, a bearer of truth, and a vessel forged to face the unknown. Its mission has changed from domination to survival. As it sails onward through the stars, past nebulae and supernovae, the crew of the Eclipse prepares for the next war, one that might decide the fate of not just Earth, but all life in the galaxy. The warship itself remains silent, but its message echoes in the void. Humanity will not go quietly, not this time, not ever. As long as the Eclipse lives, the stars will have guardians, and the darkness will know fear again.